All right, look like we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Doc Bookshop Live. I'm so excited that we have a special guest with us today. One of my favorites, Dr. Shirley Clark. I just love her. I'm gonna give you a minute to get to grab your folks, and I'm gonna make sure all my channels are working.
Yeah, me too.
We're
And
gonna make sure our channels are working here, but definitely share. We want people to hear this information today. She got a book out called Rich Mind, Rich Life. We're gonna be talking about this book, so definitely share this with everybody. Okay, share this link. Let's invite everyone to our live. Let me make sure my channels are on here.
okay, and I'm gonna check mine too.
Okay, yeah. And while we checking our channels, you be sharing. Okay, let's share. Uh, I am so excited about this conversation that we're about to have. So
I am too.
I just want to make sure we.
I
Because I have, so there we go. Because I have done a whole live where I didn't have any value. Never again. So I checked.
Hey, we understand. See, I'm short, so it look like I need to move these books back in my head. You taller than me. Let me move this back. That's the beauty of all this. We do. There we go. Yay!
Yeah.
I can see me really good. Okay. Let me make sure I'm.
Okay. Okay, good. So you move your books out the way. I can see it now.
Much better. Y'all let us know if you need, make sure, let us know. Just chat, put some comments in, in the chat area. And I'll have my laptop here so I can see it closer too.
Okay.
And I know you got your
sister. Facebook. Now I got to figure out why the Facebook. Hold on for a minute, y'all.
It says, you got, let's see.
Make sure.
It says it, right? I see two links.
There we go. Wait a minute. I see us. Yep, we on there.
Okay.
All right. So I have the Facebook family, and we have the YouTube family.
Wonderful.
And one day we're going to add the IG family. We're working on that. We're working on the IG
that's
family.
That's a little different right now.
Yeah, that's a little different right now. So, and Dr. Clark got her folks as well. So,
and I got LinkedIn too.
Oh, you got LinkedIn. Okay, we got LinkedIn family. So yes, we're going to have a great time, a great conversation. We're excited. It was kind of short notice, but we made it happen.
That's right. It don't take much for us. We are women. We're innovative.
Right.
I didn't say black women know how to work. Yeah. We can work a meal. We can work a moment.
You're right about that.
And oh my God, this is so amazing what God is doing.
It is, and I get excited because when you come, I'm serious, Dr. Clark. When you come around, because every so often we're graced with your presence, and after you leave, something great happens.
What?
So I'm excited.
Okay. They never told me about this.
Yes, I said, because when she calls, I answer. Okay, immediately when she calls, I answer because I was like, okay, what's going on? and so she said she's coming. I said, ooh, I get excited because that means something great is about to happen, and it's just wonderful. I mean, you just have such anointing on your life. So, at any rate, so just tell us about you. I want to know your story, like the beginning. Like, who is this magnificent woman sitting next to you?
I'm glad she said it now because that really is a story behind the glory. I tell people.
There's a story behind the glory.
I tell people, Donna, listen, the way this thing works, I'm never going to stop telling the story because I'm beyond the poster child for you, honey. I'm going to give you all your shots, your vitamins that you're going to need for the day. Then know that you can make it if Dr. Clark can make it. Listen.
Okay.
The bottom line is I grew up in gross poverty, Donna, and my father was illiterate and an alcoholic. My mother had a 6th grade education.
And where are you from? Are you from Texas?
Little Washington, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay.
Yeah, and we moved in the area about 30 years now. But the reality was we were scarred. We was in foster care for 3 years, my entire family. I was the youngest. My mother had to get out of that situation with my dad, domestic violence and all of that. And I was the youngest of 7. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how they did it back then.
That's how they rolled. That was little compared back then. You know, it's 12, 13, 15.
Ooh, Lord.
But the reality was she moved away and she had that many kids and 6th grade education. Education was not a part of her framework of, and in their mindset. And so they worked the fields, tobacco fields, cornfields. I could see it now at 65. And the key was that we left there those 3 years when she put us into foster care. We were scarred and damaged so severely. Caregivers, so foster care, trust me, this whole system needs to be still redone.
Wow.
You could think of physical abuse, and not only that, it was a point in order to get money. She went back 3 hours up the road back with her family, trying to make a life again. And in order to get money, that while we was in the system, they put her in jail. And yet my daddy was 1 mile down the road.
Wow.
She and in 6 months, and I talk about it in one of my previous book. There are things I can't say because I recognize that's a pain point for her. But the thing is, during those years, every kind of abuse you can possibly think of, and I remember the day finally, and I remember my brothers running away from home. They couldn't take the abuse. So I'm fighting right now for literacy. So this book is about kids having literacy, getting what they need, making sure they have a happy childhood too. So my foundation will give me 10% of this new book because what I went through, I said at my high school graduation, Donna, not knowing how to write a complete sentence. Because when my mother's got us back, I thought, yippies! But she only had a 6th-grade education with 7 kids. And all of them are scarred now, and they're mostly teenagers. So they're have been running away from home. None of them molested so severely. So she pretty much lost her kids. She's got them back. So that's really the backstory. So now you got someone. I'm 65 now.
So you the youngest of 7 children.
Mm-hmm.
Had a rough start.
Exactly.
And so are you in communication with your siblings? Have y'all reunited? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. And what's so amazing, Donna, is that they're all living. Some of their lives were so hard because they would mess up,
they went through a lot.
Psychology, all of that. The psyche is messed up. So that by the time they got it, so here I am, the last child, and now the Joseph. So I sit here today because of the grace of God. God will restore the years.
Wow.
And so I'm here sowing back into my family. For years I sowed to help them and to even pray for those that became my oldest brother said. I remember him running away and he said he'll never be an alcoholic. But I saw the day that his heart got broken. At 35 years he became alcoholic. But I said to God when I moved here, it's time that I stood with others. But my life now, I'm going to be honest, and I'm not. One of the things, there's so much fighting about the Bible and all of that out on the social medias and stuff. They're using the Bible to beat up people instead of embrace the love of God. And nobody could have told. My mother was a Christian, but it doesn't matter if you don't know how to use the Word of God and be exposed to things that help you out. And that was me, not having no exposure. Even at that last child when my mother came, I didn't know what to do. We were always without water off, lights off, things like that. And I felt like I was like, yippee, we're going back to, it took us 3 years, going back to my mother. But it was like going into the fire. But now she's got this 6th-grade education, only a cook. And all she could do was just lean over the table. I can see her today, singing the songs of Zion, crying, just still hoping God. Still no frame of reference how to make it, other than just have a little cook job. So that's what I saw.
Okay. So I guess the history of lack is what propelled you into this rich mind, rich life.
Yes, exactly.
You just kind of made up in your mind that you are not going back.
Well, this is the key to my success was that my sister was two steps ahead of me, two age
2 years.
I had a brother in between. He had learning disability, functional, but just school life. But she was going down the corner, and I was at the hood, but and going around the corner, came with the kind of popular girls, and their parents was educated. I didn't know that, but I noticed she was different because when she went to their house, their parents talked to her. Girls, they were nurses. Girls, y'all need to go to college. Girls, y'all can be anything you want.
Okay, and your sister was influenced by that.
Yes, I didn't know that, but she was different.
And that's kind of who you looked up to.
I saw her, right.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So you have to have some type of somebody to show. I have 4 generations and no one with a higher educational degree. Okay. So they were alcoholic, generational alcoholic, illiterate, and party people. So no one. So I not only grew up in poverty, I had generational poverty as well as situational poverty. So this whole everything about me, that's why I understand today now. 65, rich mind create a rich life.
So at what point did you change your poverty mindset? Like what was that changing moment?
It was one Sunday in church. My mother always been a Christian. I tell people, being a Christian does not automatically make you know all the things, how to receive the things of God, how to just press in by faith when you don't know. So the point was, my sister said to me, the one I'm talking about, Rosa said to me, I'm going to party for the devil one last time. I didn't know what that meant. I'm going to go to the club. I'm going to dance myself out, right? She said, but I'm turning my life over to the Lord. And I just followed her. She went to the club, did a little dance thing, and I promise you, she went to church. I'm not planning to give my life to the Lord, but here's the key.
That's funny. Okay.
I'm just following her.
So you've just been a little sister looking up to the big sister.
Right.
Okay.
So the man, here's the key to it. He did not say it. He said, calm down, give your life to the Lord, and your life will be better. Bingo. Let's okay,
that's how you hear better.
I'm all over there. We every day we woke up, what we gonna eat? There was no, I'm gonna read a book, I'm gonna learn something.
Survival.
I was in complete survivor. Every morning I woke up. All I know is how I'm gonna eat today. That was a thought. So his preacher saying, let's give your life to Jesus. I tell people, I'm not trying to go to heaven. He said, I'm going to get you out of this pretty much this substandard life, poverty. This Jesus going to help you out. Sign me up.
I ain't got nothing to lose. Right.
Can you imagine this little girl going out? Cause like you said, I had nothing to lose. I had one skirt when I got saved. So that was it. But the key to all of this that most people miss, we became a student of the word. What did I have to lose? And I began, the faith movement was really big. I started hearing about a lot of these faith pastors and leaders. A lot of them are gone on to be with the Lord. And I began to study and sit and read, but I felt also a prayer mantle on me. And that's what I did. We just dived in because it says, if you ask anything, I needed a whole lot of anything. Yeah, I needed a whole. And so, but that year was the year I graduated from high school. So that's the key I want everybody to know I sat at my high school graduation. Donna, I had failed the first semester of English. I needed the second.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know. All I know, I attended every class. I wasn't missing nothing. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna make it out of this. But out of all my siblings, 5, no one had graduated. But this is everyone. One of them dropped out one semester. One something. My older sister. You have to understand when they were messed up, they really were. They were in the streets. They were in crime. They were in everything.
You had a lot going on. Yeah.
There once there and us. But so that sitting at that graduation, I couldn't tell my mama or my sister; those 2 were there. I don't even know how I got money to even have the gown my mama, and I didn't know what really. I just know that at least I got to graduate because this sister did.
Wow.
So I did not know how to write or run on a complete sentence. So for me today to be sitting and have written over 50 books and help over 400 author publishing, half of those are now, bestsellers, Amazon #1 bestsellers. I'm sitting there as a little crying and inside because I don't know whether they're gonna call my name or not. Because I failed the first semester.
And they called your name.
They called my name. I'm sure up to the day, and this is so amazing. And I like to tell people, and especially anyone, but in the Black community, your past certainly does not have to be your prisoner. But I sat for over about 30 years. I felt like a fraud because in reality, I got a degree, but I couldn't write a complete sentence. And I couldn't tell nobody. Nobody knew it. So I was a fraud. I felt like all those years. So I was trying to finagle through life that nobody not be exposed to my nakedness in writing. So I had very, very low self-esteem. So that same year I graduated, but the same year in December, graduated in May or June. And that December I give my heart to the Lord.
Okay.
So I began to read the Bible, but the Bible doesn't have grammar, correct grammar and stuff. So when I started writing and reading the Bible, believe it or not, I began to write based the way the Bible, and that's not good. So I was 35 years old in a lab. So I would really want to give hope to people, learning what a comma and semicolon were, how English worked. And then it was in 2000 and early 2000 that God released me and began to tell testimony. At that time, I had started writing books. See, sometimes we tell it too early, so let's get the glory. So by that time, I probably written about 5 books or more. Started a writer's agency, but then I was able to tell people because now I got the glory now that He restored something that I can write. So that's why I say here today, I really want people to know, don't no matter what stage you are in life, go ahead and get your help. Then do something about it. Activate, and then make sure you reach back and pay it forward.
Yes. Wow. Okay. So so in short, Dr. Clark has written over 50 books, and she didn't even know how to write, graduating high school. So it's amazing how the Lord just used your inability to be a blessing. Exactly. Not only to you, but to others, because you're actually helping others.
Exactly. And it's shocking to tell people that I've written for ghostwritten for a New York Times best-selling author. But here's the thing, with this whole writing component is that you really have to, if you want a rich life, you got to, what happened, I'm telling you, is everything is a setup, Donna. Don't get mad with your history because your history allows you to be a history maker. You become the storytellers now. They help people develop and know it's okay. Your potentials are there, and God is able to restore. So what I did is, guess what He did? My sister went to school, 2-year school. I'm following her. Went to a tech school, which is a college now. Right. I was so green. I can't. If I would tell you, they was like, "What do you want to do? Be a dentist?" I couldn't even know the measure. I didn't know what inch. They told me to make that out of there. I looked at that and said, "Okay, I'm just cutting." By the time was up, there already knows.
Wow.
This ain't for you.
This ain't for you. Oh wow.
But they were so nice. They said, "Well, maybe something else you could go into in the 4-year school, 2-year school." And they did. But the thing that God did after I finished those 2 years, it was like an office technology program and business stuff. They put me in. I had to take up accounting courses. I love it. That's the thing that I think the colleges got right, is that allow you to do all these other elective and other things.
Oh yeah. Learn different fields.
And then you realize what I might be in is not really it, because I'm tapped in. I'm doing accounting. I'm doing this. Psychology.
Yeah, and you should explore. I tell that to young people all the time. You don't have to know, just go.
Right. Exactly.
And
again, you don't have to know. I like that.
Just go and explore. Yeah, that's what college. I agree. There's
Right.
a lot. It's a lot out there too.
Right. Exactly. And that's
people
what
change their majors all the time.
That's what I'm. We just said it again. I tell the young people, if you need to change your mind, let your parents know it's okay.
It's okay. People change their majors all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're exploring. Yeah, you're really exploring. I mean, you may want to say, "I'm gonna be a doctor. I'm gonna be a doctor," but you may find out, okay, maybe this history is more me, or this business is more me. So
exactly, Donna, and that's what I did. I finished that and got the degree. And here's the thing that happened to me that really set me on this pace, really pushing, is that I ended up doing like a substitute. And, you get out of college, you get to find some jobs or whatever. There was a substitute job you can find to be a substitute in the library field.
Oh wow! Okay.
I didn't know nothing. I'm just.
It's amazing how the Lord put you around books.
Yeah, that's it. And so I was not a reader, but at that time I had really given my heart to the Lord, and it was like 82. And so I was reading, and I was very disciplined. I knew I had to work harder when I was in school than anybody. So I knew that certain hours, they were always my study times. I promise you, I used the scriptures to help me graduate. Any man lack wisdom. Okay, that should be pasted everywhere.
Right.
My whole fingers, everything. Yeah, I like a lot of wisdom. Okay. Any man, I would just go to sleep. Help me, Lord Jesus. He'll give me answers how to solve this problem.
Wow.
Any man like wisdom. I knew I needed a lot. But I would camouflage it. Nobody knew, but I knew my pain. I knew that I was a fraud. So the reality is, he put
That's
me.
a fraud. You were just lacking. That's all. You're not a fraud.
Well, to me, it was because nobody knew, and so I act like I knew.
Right.
So I would act like it's like
don't
fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. Yeah. Okay.
And I was faking it, but I was my self-esteem was so low because only God knew where I was. And that's just, and because I was ashamed.
Yeah.
I was ashamed. I could, and that's why I was 35 years old. But the key was to me putting me in that library. That was the really great turning point. 5 years in the system, the Lord said, I never read it that day. He said, "Don't you think there's something to books?" I was in the circulation department. And then I was I was over the circulation, overdue area. So for people, books is overdue. I sent out notice that with my supervisor in that area. But the bottom line is, 5 years, he said, "Don't you think it's something to books if they are checking out 12,000? I think it was. I could be a little wrong on that. A month. I was in the Maine, in North Carolina.
Wow, and that's a thought, huh?
Yes. And it was like the appetite for reading dropped on me. I started checking out 25 to 30 books of subjects from psychology to personal finance to cooking and fiction books to this day. The first one, Mary Higgins Clark, all around the town. I couldn't believe nobody could take me there. So I started reading on the highway. And I moved like 35 minutes away to the city where I was working in North Carolina for Beverly Ross. I would have my books reading. I got such a master. I became an avid and just craved. And if it's something that personal help, I did it and it worked. That was the beginning of that appetite of wanting to read. And I did what it says. See, here's the key to all of this. If we don't apply what we get, you always stay. Now, think about that. I was 18 and went to school 2 years. And I'm in Christ at the end of 18 December. 18, 2 years, 3 years, another 5. So I've been reading like that till all the way now. And so, but I still didn't, I was reading, but I still couldn't bring it out, my personal writing. That's why 35 years ago, when I moved here, I was at a lab. And so that's for me, is to tell people it's never too late. So to do this, to get in, and then it turned out I had a gift in this area.
Yes.
I can write a book right now.
If you got 50, you have a gift. Yeah, you pretty much mastered the book writing, and it looks good. These books are like
that. Yeah.
You know some books,
But look at what
your books look
you and
good.
your sisters and all of you have done. What you have set up is an opportunity for others to succeed in life. This bookstore, this is a place for incubation, to encourage people. This is where this is, to me, is where I want to be, a place that we encourage people. Get your reading in, because you can't out-earn me until you out-learn me.
Okay.
So you all, this is a setup. I want to encourage you all, because this is a place where people they can become whatever they want to come.
I like that. Y'all hear that? Yeah, come to the Doc Bookshop and you can be whatever you want to be. And it's true though. Because it's all about exploration and just achieving, and you have done that. How many books? Right now we have The Midnight Cry. That sounds so like you gotta be, you gotta go through something to know about the Midnight Cry. I know about The Midnight Cry. Pray, Push, and Prevail.
See, I'm a prayer woman, so right.
I love this. And then which one is this?
This is the Pray and Grow Richer. This is
Pray and Grow Richer. Love this. 31 Days of Financial Empowerment. This is a devotional.
Yeah, matter of fact, I realized there's some other books in that spot. Yeah,
but she has, and now her latest
is
Rich Mind, Rich Life. Harnessing Divine Intelligence, a Guide to Wealth Mastery. Wow, I'm excited about this. Let's delve into this book.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it.
Just to hear your story though is really, it's empowering, and I'm glad you shared that with us.
Yeah.
You don't look like what you've been through.
Thank God.
You do not. Okay. It's amazing. You look great. Seriously, just so you know, you are one of my mentors and you look great. Like, you do not. To hear your story and just the backdrop of it all, and praise God for your sister.
Yes.
Do Rosa know how important she is?
I told her recently.
That you said my sister was around a quarter mess of different people. She changed, I changed.
I'm following her.
Wonderful.
But it is, and here's the thing that I'm glad you're bringing that up too, is that you have to understand we were up against a lot, but when you do know the truth, I believe it's your responsibility. You can fight me on. I believe we need to be paying it forward. Always paying it forward. I believe in that. And that's why I believe in what you are doing. I absolutely believe. I'm in a library. This is a bookstore. This is a place for you to be whatever you want to be. I promise you, do not give up. Read it. That's cute. The little online stuff. You need to come and get the books hardback. You need to be able to take it home. We have probably thousands and thousands of books. And my next house is going to be a full library, like the old. And because I'm gonna automate it too, I'm being real. This you can't move no books out of my house. You getting ready to get a switchblade?
Wow.
Oh,
You are perfect for National Literacy Month. You know, September is National Literacy Month. And Dr. Clark, you are like the perfect person to be an advocate for literacy and reading. And
oh
you know,
wow! I didn't realize
yes, yes, it's Literacy Month, and you're talking about literacy and the importance of literacy in your life. How just reading actually changed your mind, and you know it was a struggle for you, but you did it. You overcame it, and now you're benefiting from it.
that.
You know,
Exactly.
it's your
I want people to take advantage of this tool. You have got to understand when it was a time that even now, let's kind of move forward. There, we did everything. You asked me also the turnkey moments in my life. I married up. We have 4 generations, no one at higher education, a degree. Nobody's talked to me about college. I didn't even know that. If it existed, it wasn't in my world.
okay.
There was no teachers didn't even tell me that. I need y'all to hear me and shame on you, teacher. She looked at my clothes to determine my potential. Shame on you. And I know all teachers, if you hear this, give me a thumb up and say that should never have happened. So let's make sure that's not happening now in any school system. Do not judge those children because you don't know what's going on at home, so or whatever they're living through. By
You
what they're
definitely don't know their potential.
Please, that's it. The potential, yeah, exactly. And here I am servicing. But the fact, well, I want to say this: I married up. That's when I saw educated Black people, and then we started. I heard about the American dream. You got to understand. I'm still navigating this world now.
Okay, now I'm being nosy. Let's talk about how you married up. Okay, y'all, I know this is gonna be longer than an hour. I'm gonna tell you right now.
No, it's not.
No. I want to know the marrying up part. How did you meet your mate?
My husband was because I got saved in the church. I was cute too.
Oh, look at you, cute still, honey, cute still.
I was cute too. No, seriously. I was in the church and I was coming down the aisle one Sunday, and I was put over the singles ministry. It was a girl and a guy. You know how you got single ministry, you got a saved person, woman. They put strong believers. You know the pastor did saved guy, saved woman. And so I was coming down the aisle one Sunday, and I heard this man ask someone, and my name was Keach, and my maiden name, and he said, "Hey, I'm looking for Shirley Keach." Someone it was, and I said, I heard my name. I said, "I'm Shirley Keach." He said, "Well, we have a mutual friend." That my husband, and so he was in Charlotte, North Carolina. His home is Durham, and he had moved back, and that's how it happened. And so I'm trying to get to somebody in spite of that. So I had to do my quick little Jesus moment with him. Hey, great, wonderful. Yes, I know. Listen, we got a singles ministry. We'll love to connect you. Give me your info. I'm trying to dodge, and that's how it worked. So I look cute, so he invited me out to eat. And he kept doing little things like that. So that's how so his mother had he had a corporate job, and his mother had homes. So all of them, it turns out the extended family was very kind of well off. Uncles, aunts, they all was degreed from attorneys to they did have a extended doctor, but school teachers, all of that. And so that side of the world. Then you got to understand what happened. He married to a preacher. So I didn't look like, you understand that family. Here I am, a preacher. I didn't have no degrees like that. But he was in Christ. So he saw the love of God, and I loved the God that was in him. Really, we both came from it. So that's how, and then God spoke to me really soon to let me know he was going to be my husband. Now, ladies, I said God spoke to me because I believe in the way that the Bible says. I don't need nobody prophesying to me. Not that I didn't have that much of a regular relationship. And when God spoke that, I said, okay. And I left it alone because if God big enough to tell me, he's going to be big enough to tell him. I ain't trying to make it work out. Now we do our little secrecy and things we do.
I try to stand in this path when he's coming in.
Right.
Drop something. Yeah, you're okay.
And so I'm knowing that we on the phone at different times talking about Lord and what we do, singles ministry, all of that. And the reality is, I'm hearing this man all of a sudden, God, he gets in talking about family, what he wants for family, marriage, all this stuff. I said, "Shit, I don't need him getting on that because that means I'm it. Whatever he's saying, you know, I'm going to be it." And it came to the point.
Because you knew.
I knew. Yeah, absolutely. But I also knew God enough that I'm not going to make this happen. But when it came to time for it, I really had a very fulfilled single life. Christ-like life. So we was having good time. We were really active. We were getting people spirit filled. We was really active. We really believed it. We saw miracles. We were committed to the things of God really strong.
And it's interesting you mentioned that, Dr. Clark, because at my church, I've been not wanting to do this, but we don't have any leaders for our singles ministry. And so, I'm on staff, so I have to stand in the gap.
Okay.
But it's funny how you mentioned that. So that's an encouragement. Maybe something might come out of it. I don't know. But
yeah, you can meet great people. My goal was connect. Mm-hmm.
Well, wonderful. Okay, so now how did this family accept you? Were they?
Yeah, they were wonderful.
Oh, wonderful.
They were wonderful, but also I knew though they knew my lack. And so there were, there was the uncomfortable moments that I had to work through because, again, they're introducing not a degree person to the family. Mm-hmm. You got me? Right. So they had to work that out, so I look palatable to the people. But but you grow up. Don't worry about it. You will grow up. And then the difference is then that they have to accept the grow up. And
right.
And let me tell you, they were all incredible people. But what I did find out that I thought that when you got all of that, you didn't have no problems.
Oh.
I want to be clear. That's why I said the American dream bust.
Every level has to be there.
Yes. I thought, yay, I got this incredible family, their homes, buyers, great job, engineers. So I don't know. So I assumed their life they were all happy, satisfied, and then the American dream turned out to be a nightmare. We got the home, we got the cars, but we got the credit card, and then we got the debt.
Yeah.
And so that's what I found out that, so we had to build our relationship from our own model. There was no model for my husband and I in the family as well as in the churches at that time, because I have such a loving fatherly and a husband that if you were to flip what you say a woman would be, you got to flip that. A woman would be and a man would be. You almost have to flip it in my relationship. And so everybody, because I'm verbal, it doesn't mean I'm perfect. I'm just a called one to be up front. Mm-hmm. He married a minister. I was already on radio traveling, but not at the traveling I've been doing. But the fact of the matter, church has a way of making the man feel like he got to be doing all of that. But my husband had an incredible mother. She taught them how to grow, just be exposed. The exposure that he got. So he birthed out our kids. I give him full credit for I didn't know how to parent. All I knew was just holler and spank. He took our two kids and helped just nurture them. What he knew in the natural, I knew in the spirit. So I warred for their destiny in the spirit in it, but he did all the practical. I didn't know that.
Okay, so y'all balance each other.
Yeah, but if you got the church, there were early stages that the church was in and caused stuff. Mm-hmm. But then you have to learn, and we had to have those conversations. And I recognize that that's his gift. I have the most incredible husband, and I really don't do a lot of talking publicly, but he is one of the most loving and caring, take care of everything. I wish he is just that great of a man. And that's why I say, if you wait on God, ladies, Get it from God. I know that you're going online and all this stuff now, but I just challenged God to do me Genesis, like Rebecca and Isaac. I just went that far back. If you can do that, did we have problems? Yes, because we were messing with the church and a lot. And then I didn't have the wife anointing. When God wanted me to marry him, I was having such a good time single. I refused. I know that don't sound right for people now. Because I was so positive. My life in Christ was so full.
Mm-hmm.
I got stuff I ain't never got before. So everything was working for me, you know.
You was good.
I was good. I was good. So yeah, for me. So that's why I tell people just have a fulfilled life with Christ. So when they come, you like, huh? You want to change this?
Right. And you hesitant about it. Like,
right.
Okay, wait a minute.
Right. That's the way it was for me. I literally tried to get out of it for a year. Listen, give me one more year, God. I promise you I'll marry him. You know, it was that kind of deal. I'm trying to work with God. I'm going to get over here with my friend. I'm going to have a good time. Literally, I was. But it's so much. If I just tell people, have a great time with God. Just know if he's called. And I always knew that I was going to be a wife. So you just rest in that.
Right.
Just resting, but we were laying hands on the sick and they were instantly healed. So we were going out doing
I'm going to invite you to
everything.
come talk to the singles in my church.
Yes. Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
I mean, you have an awesome story.
Yeah.
In so many ways. I mean, we could talk forever. Okay, but let's get into the book.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I get caught up.
Yeah.
I get caught because you have such a rich life. Okay, I get caught up with Dr. Shirley Clark. Okay, you can go in so many directions because it's so much to you. So, but let's talk about this book, The Rich Mind, Rich Life. Because, honey, I need this book. I need this book in my life. So what now this is which number book is this? This is what, number 51?
About 50, and I'm getting ready to write about 5 more. And I realize I had all these manuals because I'm going to go ahead and get all these out. But yeah, around 50 now, and they're all bestsellers, and this just getting out. So these were around the world. I had a girlfriend that was in the world, nations, and so she traveled the nation, took all my books to the nations. And you'd be surprised. So when they were in Japan, saw my book on her table, she was pissed and started screaming, hollering, saying, "Oh my God, my sister in Dallas told me they go to Potter's house, told me to get this woman book in Japan."
Wow.
And so we are global. And I have an office in Holland and partners in South Africa, London, and all of that. So we are global. When we get into pushing it, Africa just wrote me, a Kenya guy, pastor wanted me to serve as his mom. Another it was just another lady in South Africa said, "Hey."
See, they're going to ask me where she traveled. But I'm not. But have you traveled to
I'm
London
not,
and all them places? Or?
I am.
Okay.
I have some, but I'm finna do a whole lot more. I'm going to Ghana next month. But London, I have an office in Holland, and there we get our books produced over there. But yeah, so I'm a Holland partner, and then London. I went to actually have spoke this year, Holland, of course. I headed to South Africa. All these different things are. But I got many people. But I got a network all over the world, and they've asked me for years. But this is the time more to go into all these different nations and stuff, New Zealand and all of Jamaica and all these places. But
you got a lot going on. Okay, but
I love what I do, though. I love what I do.
So now this particular book that I'm looking at has several sections to it. Like got 4.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one is dealing with tapping into rich rewards.
Right.
And this is when you just say, you're dealing with paying it forward and all that.
Right, exactly.
And
right. But let me take a moment and take about 30 seconds, a minute on that. Mm-hmm. This is really a synopsis, really, of my transformation journey and calling to pay it forward. We talked about the book Pray and Grow Richer. That was the key to this is that there was a time when we got all the debt and everything, And then we got into where it was really bad collection. I tell people it doesn't matter how much you know, long you know God. If you don't understand how these systems work to keep us down.
Systems.
And as believers, the church is not known for their wealth. They're known for always taking up an offering. And then I found out the scripture says that God on the cattle on 1,000 hills, he gives the children of Israel, I'm going to give you power to produce wealth. But here I am in a bad shape. I done laid hands, pray for people. They got delivered, healed, prophesied, just preach, doing the things that I do well. And then to find myself in this system. And God tells me the end of December, around November 2009, it's time for your millionaire anointing to come out. And you have to understand, I've had those kinds of work in my pocket. Say, I forget that stage. People would say, you're going to be wealthy. You're going to be a millionaire.
Really?
Right. And I kept that in my spirit. But I didn't, how you going to, I just left it. I remember this man in this meeting. I'm really about 2 years or more in Christ. It's people saying stuff like that. I'm 46 years now. But you don't see that. You just, so I'm going to tell people, just agree with it at these times. So what I found myself in the system. So now, 2010, God, I said, you got to show me because we're in a bad shape. So that's when my rich mind was about. This is really about now helping people, single women like you and your sisters and all of them. Really, if you hadn't hit the millionaire from 6 figures to million now, I'm called to now. Because in that 2010, that first day, he said to me, I said, I'm going to start January 1st. He told me some things to do to start my new journey. And that's what happened. And so from that, I did the 4 years exactly what he told me to do. I stopped going to places because I can't, with the sum total. And everything we read, we heard, the people we hang around, things we've done, it gives exposure. So I didn't trust anything at that point. That means everybody, I dropped everything to abandon myself for whatever the new road that he's going to show. I locked my doors, I set in my windows, and stopped going places because I can't trust that because that's where I'm at now. I'm broke. We was at bankruptcy. They told us our attorney, but the Lord said no. So 2010, I said, I'm going to start. I asked him, he told me things to do. And one of the things he told me to do, I said, well, I don't have no millionaire friends like that. Going to be mentoring me every day. I can't get to my big pastor, he was mine. And that's what I want you to know. He said, millionaires been writing books.
Okay.
And so this is right. So this is where we're at now. After that, I said, well, I only want Christians millionaires. Right now, I can't afford nobody else have their hands on me.
Right.
So I didn't even know what to do. I didn't have money to pay for Amazon. Look, 99. He said, go to the library. And he told me what to put in. And I said, millionaire. And I got there. The millionaire books he showed me was the ones by Kristen. And I went home January 1st to begin to start. And then what I did, I created a rich mind. Because one of the first couple of books that I read in it, it said that rich people educate themselves. Poor people entertain themselves. My world went crazy as soon as I heard that. So that means that everything I'm getting ready to learn, anything I learn is going to position me better for the goal. Because God said, I'm going to give you power to produce wealth, Deuteronomy 18:18. But you got to take care of the kingdom. It's for you to pay. It's not necessary for you to sit on it. It's to make sure others, the kingdom of God, the missions and everything. So what I've done over now 14 years, I keep reading, but I read in the area of finance because that was the thing I was seeking. I often tell people get mad at me talking about the money, but it's more now. He told me how to lay in his presence. So I soaked with my mouth closed for 2 hours, from 2 a.m. to 4. Are you desperate enough to do? I was desperate. Somebody said, you was desperate. You were intense, Dr. Clark. I tell them my broke was intense. So, listen, don't let these people talk talk you out of you doing what you needed to do. I'm like, oh, you were intense. I said, my brother was intense.
People don't know.
So I did whatever the Father I heard. And I shut my mouth and I went down in this thing called soaking. I had music in the from 280.
Oh, I like that, soaking. Talk to us about soaking.
I
love that. So you just
said nothing. Nothing. I had been introduced to it in 2007 to 2008 by some ladies that were doing the tabernacle in the Old Testament.
Mm-hmm.
They would put drapes like that. Every room was set up, the inner court, outer court, and your churches there. And I got introduced to them. The lady came to my house, and one day she was staying with me while she was doing ministry in the area here. I walked into her room, Donna. It was like I felt the glory. You know, you walk into something. So,
Right, you felt
really like what is this? There was music playing.
Mm-hmm.
I knew something was different. I was like, what's that? She said, that's tabernacle music. Huh? I was okay.
Tabernacle music. I am learning. I tell you, I'm a sponge, but keep going.
Right, it's tabernacle music. I knew I ran into something that was not familiar with. The presence. And this lady had the glory on her anyway. She beautiful tabernacle things. She put drapes, very 30-foot prayer shawls. She's hangs when she. So my husband Dean takes and goes by himself and just sit with guitars and stuff and just plays what he said prophetically sounds what he hears, and so they record those.
Interesting.
Okay, I was doing all right. Let me tell you, I tell people I was doing all right till she said, oh, I have soaking times at my meetings. I go to a hotel and we just lay out people. We just lay out for 4 hours. Oh, okay. You're
so. Oh, you're right though. Okay.
Okay.
Because it sounds different.
Yeah, that's why people talk about stuff they don't know. 4 hours. I said, but one thing I want you to know, that lady left. But I knew I ran into something. There was something. When I walked in my guest room, it was almost like it was present. You know, it was hard. It was a glory.
You felt something? Wow.
Yes, I stepped into it. It was like, it shook me. It was like, what? I literally had to find. And so when she left, that's where I really, this is all part of this. When she left, that next morning, I got on the floor crying, hollering to God. My husband, he don't play no music. He don't play no guitar to make me no music. So I was like, oh, you got to help me, God. I want this song. I need this music. I'm down there just wailing almost to God because I knew I had encountered something that was different. And God said, daughter, get up. I'm down there. He said, put soaking in Google. I tell people, God, no Google.
Yes.
And then I'm reaching up. S-O-A, put my fingers up there.
Really?
Yes.
I'm going to do that.
Soaking.net came up. And I hit it. There was a playlist of all those different sounds. Because we as African American people, we was taught to sing our problems. These sounds, what they get into the present and along with God, and these guys just play what they hear. And you're not talking. That's the key. And I fell out crying and thanking God and all day long. But they have 4 hours of different things that's going. So what I found myself doing was just really excited. And all day long, I let that stuff just play. And so what you do, you tapping into a higher dimension and your thoughts become God's thoughts. And God began to create things in my life. Mm-hmm. And so when he told me now, it's time for leading the anointing, one thing he said was, I'll reward those that diligently seek him. And he told me that was my 2 foundational scriptures. I'm getting here, but this won't take long. It's the backstory that helps you. And so he said, I'll reward those that diligently. I said, what do you want me to do? He gave me the Hebrews 11. He said, look at the word reward. Now, you know, it's about my finances being jacked up now. We was at, bankruptcy.
Near bankruptcy. Yeah.
They told us to file. And God said, no. And what I want to say here for your listening audience, I know sometimes we've been talking about all these preachers got to pay people money. You got to poor folks money and stuff. I want you to know that if I had sickness in my body, and I went to someone to tell them to pray for me and whatever, what's the strategy? You would tell me what to read the scriptures that had to do with healing, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if I had faith problems, I'm having faith problems. And you talk to me and said, dude, so what problem did I have?
Money.
Right. So
a lot of people got that money problem.
Right. So I studied on the scripture. The thing that I was sick in at the moment, I was a leader already. So I wasn't going to backslide. So for some reason, people have a problem when you study the scriptures that had to do with money. So that's more of my assignment. You study in the area of your sickness or where you got the greatest pain until you get delivered. I studied
that
only
part.
that. I studied no other scriptures. I'm saved. I'm an elder.
And so you feel your anointing was dealing with money and
that was at the time getting me delivered.
Right.
But
that's what you need help with.
But that's all I'm just saying for that moment. I just don't teach. So I'm teaching on soaking more than I am because the soaking took me to now I'm telling the benefits. It wasn't just the money. It was just God set me up to speed up everything else in my life. I couldn't believe it. 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. Let me say this.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let you go.
Yo, I gotta take notes when she's here, okay?
And I'm gonna land the plane. When he said Hebrews 11, and much of the time I've been writing for 20 books or more on this prayer, that scripture. He said, look up the word reward in the original meaning. Now, this is why I'm just beginning to hear God tell me the strategy. I said, how you going to help me out? And I looked it up, and it meant wages. I said, oh, I ain't going to tell nobody that. They're going to say, hearsay, you know. So you're telling me all I do is soak. And I knew it was soak, not prayer. Like, I'm just going to pray. Oh, Lord. I heard it's soaking that I'm going to need you to do. So you just want me to lay there. You're going to pay me wages for laying in your prayer. So the key was he's going to give me witty inventions. He's going to give divine intelligence kick in. That's why I've coined the phrase. He showed me how to make $10,000, $100,000, everything. I do $1 million proposals for organizations now. Oh, no. So I had to sit, and then he told me Deuteronomy 8:18. I'm going to give you power, the ability to know how, but you got to understand the part C of that. Now, see, I've already knew the A part. Don't forget me. I'm already saved. So in case I need to say that for someone, so you forgot about the A part. Okay, this is for, but let me tell you, where principles work where you save or not. So let's be clear about that. You operate in. So I had to learn the principles. But those are the two things. But one of the things that were really, I'm deeply connected to God. So I didn't want wealth without God. So I told
God. I like that part because you're saying whether you're saved or not, the principles work.
Yeah, that's.
And so, but if you're in God, it's just the extra, just the overflow.
Because you're going to get divine intelligence to work and tell you things that and open the doors and the favor. Remember, he told the children in all of that Deuteronomy 8:18, it was he was going to give you stuff. We've been making this stuff hard. We've been going to the bankers. He didn't say nothing about you will give you mortgages and stuff. He said, I give you all things that pertain to life and godliness. So my life has shifted. So I put people back under the kingdompreneur and not the systems of this world. So it doesn't matter for your credit scores and all that stuff. Because God said, I give you housing. And we usually put the 30-year mortgage when somebody was to speak that into you. First thing you put the 30-year mortgage into that. That's a problem. So I've gotten people houses in a sense by speaking into them and put you back under the laws of God. If you're a believer, I'm just telling you for a believer, if you want to go that route, but my house is paid off now. So let's get, I know, we got to roll.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Wow,
But
okay.
so the soaking was a significant
kingdompreneur. I'm just little stuff.
So I'm a soakingpreneur. First, I train people. I have a 90 days. This is what this book is about: getting people into the 90-day wealth mastermind class with me.
Okay.
That gets them into the vortex, and then they have to read about 20 books. Because I had to. There were books that have shifted my mindset. And when God had me on the floor, he said, okay, I'm going to deal with you what the school teachers did. They told you you can't function this way. Let me get you back to Genesis. So when I got through them 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., what did I have to lose?
Mm-hmm.
I started out in 90 days on the journey, and next thing I know, it was 4 years. It was working. I got Tim. He said, "This is how your people don't need money to come into the work with your firm. You just need to do OPM." I said, "What?" I'm thinking to myself, "What's that in my head while I'm laying there quiet?" See, we talk too much. I'm talking another higher level. This is soaking. The benefits of soaking in His presence. Got my vision board got emptied. When I got off the floor in 4 years, I had over $30,000. The debt was gone over 2 years in my family. I'll just go. My house is paid for. My cars are paid for. Debt, it's just
and
so
a foundation. That says a whole
yes.
thing.
So this is what this is about now. You can't tell me how to harness divine intelligence and God presence in your life, a guide to wealth mastery. So that's what that's about now. And I put everything I did in these previous books.
Mm-hmm.
So people don't have no excuse. What book did you read, Dr. Clark? What did you do? I got up every morning at 2 and I laid out for 2 hours for 4 years, quiet with a pen and paper. This is the problem that we have. Let your request made known. That's great, but that's not what God told me to get me to where He speeded up stuff in my life and opened the door for me to be on large platforms. See, y'all networking too much instead of with God, and that's the problem. And so, and that's why you're frustrated when you let people open the doors a lot of times. Then you got to do all the jumping and all that stuff. I don't. Let's be clear. You never could stop me. I went on the floor for $10,000 for one day because I knew how to create wealth in His presence. That's what I'm saying. After that, God gave me a $70,000 Mercedes-Benz. I had been leaving before I had written down for 20 years. Gave me a man, wealthy man, $70,000. I didn't have to pay one payment, S-Class.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, so the section 1 of this book is down that whole journey, just quickly telling you how I paid for it.
Wow.
And section 2,
operating in rich habits.
Exactly. Changing these habits through simplicity. People have to do too much. You got to learn to do the simple things in life, or you're going to make the simple errors in judgment. Don't try to do too much at first. Build. You have to build when you come in it like me. I often tell people, for people like Donald Trump has been broke, but he didn't have a poverty mentality. I had everything going with me, generational curse. I had a poverty mentality, and I was broke. Being broke it just mean you temporarily added something. Having a poverty mentality is different. So I had to break all that. So you have to pour like an onion. Don't try to do it. You got to pour the materials and you got, see the order of success, Donna, I've learned too, as I've been studying for 14 years, is you got to become what you want. And that becoming is you got to renew and to be introduced into something. Rockefeller knows something that you don't know. Bill Gates knows something. So you don't know what you don't know. So you have to get into books. I was careful with the books that I wanted. I wanted the wealth of God. And then you can learn all these other principles. Because if you start getting the world way quickly, then you start operating in their mindset about debt and all these things. So I wanted God's way. And so becoming better storytellers. What stories are you telling yourself? Creating your future, the power to conquer. You were made for more. Absolutely made for more. You and your sister, you're made for more. No matter what you're at, you're made for more. And then that's where the more is that you don't know. Then you lay in His presence. You lay in His presence and find out what is the
that soaking thing caught me.
Yeah. I've raised up so many soakers. One lady that went into my September to December, and she's an apostle wife here in this area. I didn't know that she had mental health problems for 30 years. But she couldn't tell nobody, Donna. She said because she's a apostle wife. But if I had cancer, if I had diabetes, she said, I could tell the world. But I can't tell her I'm on medication. And this time, though, I told God I wanted 6 figure women because, you know, the Jesus people, everybody think church folk don't have no money. I said, give me some corporate women. Let me take them through that my 90s. That's what I'm trying to get people to sign up for my 90-day mastermind, connect with me. Because I took corporate women. This woman were making $250,000 and walked away. But she had 30 years of mental health. From September to December, I took 4 corporate women. One was a professor, 27 degrees. She the one was begging me. She was my client. When are you going to do this 90-day mastermind job? Well, I said, let me see my schedule. And then I take these corporate women through because, you know, I say I've been dealing with a lot of the Jesus folks, me, since 2015, taking them through my 90-day challenge. And they did great things. Said, well, what if you take the corporate ones? Because, well, he's taking me. I need those corporate ones that got the degrees. This lady actually has a university that have master's degree, bachelor degree, doctorate, and she was 30 mental health. Not no more. 3 weeks into soap. First week of soaking, they have to soak 30 minutes every day, introduce them, as well as reading material. 1 week she said, this soaking alone, I'm done. If I don't get nothing out of this 90-day challenge you take people through, I'm good with this.
Right.
Yes. But here's the thing, her life changed her back. I didn't know nothing about them 33, 2 more weeks. She had her church revival. Her husband says, I believe God going to heal some people with mental problems. She was one. Somebody grabbed her and they were praying. Instant, she was delivered from 30 years. She was in Plano, Texas. Now she's telling the story. She just did it with Bishop Sherman on February. He invited her to speak the day shift on that prophetic. She said, oh my God, Dr. Clark. And I said, yes, amen. You said you want to be a speaker. And I told you when you come in my world, God to speed up things for you. She said, I'm on stages with these incredible people she named. Look at the flyer. But her story is that I was successful, but I don't like naming. I was sick. But now, she said now, she quit that job. She had quit the job. She said, when you called me, you didn't know. She told me, you don't know I'm getting ready to quit this job. Because stuff, she's just her life. And God tells me to get the call her. And that same month, he tells me to call her in July. I said, I want to call you and see if you would like to get in this program. She said that's the month she had to do that. Dr. Jekyll Mr. Hyde in her head. She broke down. They did the shock treatment. And broke down and cried. By the way, her name is Dr. Dana Bennett because she's telling the story now. She said she broke down and cried. And they said, why are you crying? She said, you don't understand, because they're going to do shock treatment in her head. This has to work. And that's the month God tells me to call her and tell her about September. July is the month. I don't know nothing. We don't talk every day. We friends. I've been at the church, have birthed out for a year, the prayer ministry, and have them and everything. We don't talk like that. But God said, call her and see if she wants me. 30 years. God delivered her just through soaking and reading the material. Her life became whole. She said, not only that, 2 more weeks after that, because I have to tell everybody, write out your debts. Because God can't do something, counts out if you hide it. She immediately started writing me stuff in text, and I knew there was something going on. She said, I was ashamed of a debt that I had, $80,000 school loan debt. 2 more weeks later, she done asked them 3 years ago and more to cancel that debt. 2 years later, God said, go out and report. They were canceling the debt out. And they said it's because you work in the church. Her $80,000 school. See, that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
And her stuff is in the back. This is why this book was critical, that I captured those corporate women. Because where I'm going, see, people would say, oh, these are people that's uneducated and all this stuff. He said, well, you're taking these corporate
everybody.
Women. There you go. So that's what's happened. So their testimonies and their narratives are in the back, the last part. So, yeah, so that's why this time and season for this book?
And y'all gotta get this book if for no other reason is to find out the 3 major psychological setbacks to watch out for. If you don't have any other reason, get this book to learn 3 major psychological setbacks to watch out for. Yep.
So that's what's happening there. So
Okay.
and so that's section 3 we deal with creating riches.
Creating
Finding your
riches.
treasures. And so we're really excited about that. Increase your values and works. The reality is you and your sister are around so much information, so much wealth. And if you're reading, every time you read and you learn something new, your value
Every
go
time.
up.
Yes.
Your system. So you shouldn't be charging the same amount of money next year that you charging this year for your services. If I could set you and your sister up right now to help people that want to start small businesses, and you can make more money through that. I made about $200,000 talking into an app called Clubhouse. I paid my house off. I said, it's time me to pay my house off. When I saw what the devil along, I'm still there. About $100,000 in a 20. I sat with my husband December 2020, and I said, oh no, this amount still here, and we had 24 years. Ain't nobody win. At the time, I didn't know what I know, but I know now. I said 4 months. We finna create this. I said this to myself. I didn't tell my husband. I'm finna create this out of divine intelligence, so I can pay my house off. So my house is paid off. And I talked into that app Clubhouse, and he told me what to do, offer, and I was clear to the people. I ain't playing. Listen, I understand many of you, when I got to that app, you were on it, that someone was they had a debt, school on debt, $600,000. They said, I guess we're going to die with this. My heart wrenched. That folks, there are ways to get out of debt. It's to up your income. So what you're doing is not your income level. That's not inside of you. There's treasures. And every piece of you have a value to it. It's now marketing, and I have a PR marketing firm, so I help my people see their potentials. So I sat with the one that I just talked about. And while we was in, she went to Holland with me and spoke in Holland. Her world, she's global now, spoke in London. And she said, sit with me. I said, first of all, write down where all the things that you have and do before I sit with you that we can potentially create wealth from. And I said, I looked at 3. I said, 3 of these we can work with. So we sat there and potentially looked at $400,000. I said, so starting out, maybe by 250,000. Are you good with that? She said, I'm good with that. Created brand, her brands, divine intel. That's why you took a woman from poverty to now where my day rate is 10,000 to 30,000 because God divinely drops when people talk to me. I've got over 20,000 conservative hours laying in His presence or being in His presence. Even while I work, the music's on. My fingers, because I learned something, never to get out of His presence. It's more important that I'm in His than yours and anybody else, because that's where I'm now. So what did you do with the money? I gave 20,000 one time, offering to a nonprofit. 5,000. 5,000. You can't give this if you don't have it. I take people. He said about a year ago, paid for a pastor and his wife going to Dubai. I should have known. He reminded me, you late. You forgot about their meeting. I was so late for this. I said, oh shit. I mean, it was like anniversary here in Plano. And he's been such a support. And I should have known if God reminded me. That means what happens when you become a soakinpreneur, the next level, when you get the money, you're a kingdompreneur. Because you got to learn how to manage money, and then it's for you to give at the point in time. So there's a lot. So this book here is now getting people to understand, I need you to sign up for my 90-day challenge. Get up with me, connect with me. I'm building out an ecosystem. I don't want you to keep fighting this same battle. Your light bill, water bills, all that stuff should be on auto pay. So your money should now be ready to. I just put $1,400 out, and I plan on to go on a trip to, because I do. There's a whole lot of now I hack instead of being hoodwinked through all these systems. So I had not planned to put that money out to go to Ghana, but the way they wanted me to the ticket, because I believe in frequent flyer miles. I've learned how to do all of that, master that stuff. And but they wanted just to work with this, agency, and we did. But that was Thursday. By Sunday, I'm saying I go speaking in Tulsa, and I'm right now. I said, I'm gonna need you to cover that. I won't plan on putting that out. Monday before 11 o'clock, I had $1,400 back. Lady was blessed by my teaching on the benefits of soaking. She sent me $1,000 in cash out, and then someone else had purchased something for $497.
Wow. You amaze me. You amaze
So
me.
rich mind.
No joke.
I want them to get this. This is, get it. Go to my website. I want to help women like you all get to your nuts. Whatever
Is
you want.
it ShirleyClark.com?
Dr. Shirley Clark.
Clark.
.org, and we can put that. Yes, right. You're not. And see, my thing started messing up over here. The
So
internet.
Dr. Shirley
Clark.org. Yeah, DR without the period.
DR without the period. Actually, you could just Google her.
Yeah, that's the
You can just Google Shirley Clark. She'll come up. Okay, trust and believe that.
And so for me, the language that he gave, the harnessing divine intelligence. See what we got. What the next language is that you got to up your intellectual capital. See, I had to put in here what I didn't know, and that was through those reading the books and everything. He handpicked books throughout the whole.
And I love this because all she's talking about is books.
And I'm in a bookstore.
And it's Literacy Month, and it's just awesome how you're just connected with what's going on.
Yeah.
In this season. That's where we are. And so this is awesome. And y'all, if you want to meet Dr. Shirley Clark, come to the Trinity River Book Festival. She will be there. Trinity River Book Festival is this Saturday, September 14th. We're going to kick off with a run to read. My sister had to correct me. I don't know why. Is it read to run or run to read? Run to read. We'll kick off with that at 8 a.m. And you can walk. I'm a walker. Okay. I'm not a runner. I'm a walker. So anyway, 8 a.m. And then 9 o'clock, we're going to begin our sessions, our panels. We got some wonderful panels. Oh my gosh. We're going to be dealing with nature.
You have the flyer?
We're going to be dealing with.
We can look it up so she can read something.
We got a lot. We got fantasy. We got
just take a second.
Thriller.
We got thrillers.
Just take a second and pull it up on your phone real quick.
Yeah, pull it up. Look. Let the people know, because you never know who's watching.
And the mayor's coming out. The mayor's coming out. So
Fort Worth.
Yeah, it's the mayor.
Wow.
It's going to be a wonderful event. We have we have, I think it's over 500 confirmed coming, but you know what? We want everyone to bring someone. We want this to be 1,000+ people.
Right,
there.
Exactly. Come on, guys.
Let's support the Trinity River Book Festival, because that's what we do. Is National Literacy Month, and that's one of our flagship events for National Literacy Month. And we have the perfect person to kick off our countdown, because her life was changed because of books, and she talks about that. She's a living testimony of what literacy and books can do. Okay.
And we are in a literacy crisis, so we're going to be talking about that. That's why one of the things the mayor came out because of the literacy, the reading crisis that she just went public about.
Oh yeah, because
it's a serious
because the
situation.
Fort Worth ISD, my sister is referring to the literacy crisis that's happening in Fort Worth right now. I think Fort Worth is rated real low, the Fort Worth ISD. And so right now there's a big concern. So we're doing a big push for reading and literacy. Connect with us, be a part of this event. And just Google Trinity River. That's what I'm about to do. I'm just going to Google.
No, they really need to show up, because it really is about changing what you have up here to make sure that your world changes. When I read in that book, Rich People Educate Themselves, that was such a defining moment.
Mm.
So that means that, and here's what it said, and poor people entertain. And I looked up trying to find the stat, but I saw something similar to it. You know, people, you fact check, but here's the thing: they said that for every dollar that rich people spend on entertainment, broke people, what they're saying, poverty people, people without, they spend 30. Can we flip some stuff? So for the $30 that rich people spend on education, poor man spends $1. So we see the difference?
Flip it.
That's
Flip
why.
it.
So you need to flip.
Mm.
You need to
That's
flip.
interesting.
Show up to Trinity. Get you
Yes.
some books. Start reading. Here's the thing they say though. For every time you learn new information, there's a stem in your brain. I said, well, my brain gonna be working. I'm going. There's gonna be a whole lot of cells stem going on scientifically.
Mm-hmm. It stimulates. It really does. Reading does stimulate your mind, and it keeps your mind young, keeps your mind active. It's actually, it's healthy to read. So that's why we're just excited
real
about
quick,
this.
I do want to add on. You said individual, but I'm been listening to the conversation, and this will be an excellent group read as well. So we can invite groups. And
oh yeah, this is
sure
family. This is groups, family, everybody.
This is something that can go a long way, and it deserves group conversation, individual and group conversation. So I just wanted to express that.
Yes.
Wonderful you said that because is it Danya?
Danya.
These that they're working me with these. We got Donna, we got Danya, and what's his name?
My son
Donovan here. Listen. No, I just had a woman from South Africa to say that to me. She wrote me email, and then I went out on Facebook, and she was like, "Listen, Dr. Clark, I bought following, got some of your book, but I'm gonna get a group of ladies together." Exactly what she said, and I'm gonna order 15 copies of your books and whatever. So I have an Amazon book club, but I would like to do it with this Doc bookstore.
Yes.
If you're in the area, let them know. Say, I'm interested in being a part of that discussion group with Dr. Clark. Listen, that's how we do iron shopping iron. If you're in Fort Worth, DFW area, let's do it here. They'll work with you and they'll set it up and I'll fit it up, into my schedule. Let me help you. Here's the thing that people don't know is that I get paid a lot. The moment I'm opening my mouth, you're getting thousands of dollars worth of training and information with me. I'm a coach, and that's why I need you to understand. So I'm paying it forward. I'm not nickel and diming people. I want people to make it. Mm-hmm. I want people for every hour. Every hour is $1,200 for me. So I'm relaxing all my fees as far as people having me speak. If you can bring a group together. Because I want you to make it. Absolutely, you have no excuse. No excuse now. Donna and our sister, all of them this Doc bookstore is set up for this. So they're gonna reach out to them. You got your email. Go to your website.
DocBookshop.com.
Google you. You can Google your Google.
We'll Google. Yes, Google is your friend. But yeah, it's going to be a lot going on this Saturday. We're going to open up with the veterans.
It's the 14th.
The 14th. We're going to have children's entrepreneur market there.
Wow.
So we have children there with their product because we want to, start young.
I love it.
Going to deal with the crisis of education today. That's what my sister was talking about. And then we're going to deal with DNA and
these are the panels.
These are some of the panels. And then we'll deal with guys discovering divine grace, kind of what you're dealing with, finding hope and self-acceptance, and our children's panel, with the whole STEAM and all that. So it's going to be a lot going on. We got our romance. We got just a great, I like this Indigenous panel we got going on. Because, September is also Hispanic Heritage Month.
Oh.
It kicks off around about the 15th, 16th of September. So we're going to kick off the Trinity River Book Festival talking about Indigenous and Latinx voices in literature. And then of course, we're going to deal with our urban and drama because we sell a lot of urban drama.
I love it.
So
I love it.
We're gonna deal with the urban and drama books, and then it just, of course, our mystery books. We love our mysteries, but we have Orion Jean. He's coming. He's Kid of the Year magazine. Times Magazine Kid of the Year. He's going to be there. He's phenomenal. I want you to meet him, Dr. Clark.
Absolutely.
I want you to meet Orion.
I'm gonna be your little sidekick.
Yeah. And we got a nature panel for those who love nature. We're gonna be dealing with the hidden wonders of Texas wildlife. Texas is some beautiful country in Texas. They're gonna be talking about all that.
Wow. Some
farms and it's just amazing. So it's gonna be a lot. And then we're gonna have Jim Schultz. He wrote the book Accommodation. Anyway, we're gonna deal with some race relations while we're there. Accommodation, we're gonna deal with some history and some race relations while we're there. And then it's gonna be a lot. Then we gotta deal with our teens. And then we got this one dealing with My Black Country. Alice Randall is a country singer, and she's gonna be there. And
oh wow! And so that's what she's gonna be. My Black Country.
That's the title of her book. She's a country singer, and so we're gonna get into some country music. I mean,
I love it. I need to bring my cowboy.
Bring your cowboy hat. Bring your cowboy
boots.
Yes, we have a rich history in country music. So, and then of course we love poetry, so we're gonna close out with Poetry in the Park. So we got a full day. It's gonna be so much going on. We got food trucks and of course, bounce houses for the kids and all that. So bring the family.
So it's a family.
Oh, it's definitely a family. Bring the children, because we got a lot of children authors. We got story time. It's going to be a full day of just reading and, just going to be a reader's paradise. So.
That is so good.
Yes. And so Dr. Clark will be there. We're going to have a table set up for her, and she's going to be there. So come meet and greet her. And just change your life. She's going to change your life, okay? Because I'm telling you, every time I'm having an encounter with her, my life changes, okay? So, all right. So we definitely are past our time. So we're going to close out. Thank you all for tuning in. Please share this link with your family and your friends. John Dinah is not here, so I'm going to need you to come and press this red button for me.
That's how we do it.
John is a dear friend of ours. Thank you for stopping through, brother. You see that red button? Just go ahead and press it.
That one.
Bye-bye.